Well, hey, mamas. Jessica Coulter here. We are live for our final video in the series, When Your Teen is Failing. So today's focus is on expectations, not just any expectations, but your expectations. So before I talk about why it matters that you have expectations or what this discussion about expectations when it comes to grades has anything to do with your teen failing, I want to hear from you, mamas. I want to know, do you have thoughts, feelings, expectations around your teen's grades? Be sure to share them down below as much or little as you'd like because I'm curious. I've heard so many mamas tell me that effort matters more than the final grade. I've also heard lots of mamas tell me that it's either this grade or nothing. Like, this is what I expect to come home every quarter, every semester. So let me know where you are in this grand scheme of expectations. Do also know there's an awesome freebie for you in the description, but grab that after the video and after you've shared your thoughts with me so I can help your teen with whatever might be going on right now in school. So let's talk about this. As you share your answers, let me know if any of this sounds familiar or if maybe you're like, oh, Jessica, I hadn't thought about that. So, first thing is really, do you have expectations? Is if you were going, Jessica, the kids are going to bring home what grades my kids are going to bring home, to me, that's an immediate red flag. All right. If your child doesn't know what you want, then your teen has no kind of goal. All right. Your teen needs to have certain goals for himself or herself. There needs to be some self motivation, but also you are a huge model. You are a huge kind of light when it comes to your teens' behaviors around learning, around school, around education in general. So definitely, mamas, if you tell your teens, hey, I'm going to, learn this and I want to learn this, then, makes a big difference. But if you tell your teens, everything I learned in school was unnecessary, or, oh, you'll figure it out when you need it, your teens don't see the value of education. So if they don't hear from you, I want you to get this grade, or the expectation is you do this much work or pass this many classes, well, of course, your teen's much more likely to fail than not. Okay. And I think I'm having some internet issues here. So I'm sorry if you're watching and you're like, Jessica, I missed part of that. Definitely can go back and fill in any blanks if we lost connection there, like I think we might have. All right. So, other things I would tell you here before we wrap it up is, how many F's can your teen have before graduating? Because that could be your expectation too. Because maybe you're okay with so many F's or so many not so great grades as long as your teen still passes to the next grade level or still graduates on time. Those are all discussions that you need to have with your teen, that you need to really decide for yourself between you, your spouse, and kind of who all, is part of your decision making world. Okay. Now, I know I said I'm on YouTube, on Facebook right now, so thanks for watching. Be sure to follow, be sure to subscribe. If you're wondering who I am, if we haven't met yet, I'm Jessica Coulter, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring and Study with Jessie. So I help teens love to learn by teaching them how to learn, because when your teens know how to learn, they don't fail. They see the purpose, they see the value, and they love learning. Okay? So those are the big things I wanted to say when it came to parents' expectations. Do know that your expectations might be different than your child's classmates, or they might be even different than mine. They can, be different based on your values, based on what's important to you. Just remember that if you don't have a discussion with your teen about what you want to have happen, you can't really be surprised. You can't really be disappointed when things don't go like you expect. Okay. Definitely, if you have thoughts as to what you want your teens to accomplish in school, when it comes to their learning, when it comes to their grades, you have to tell your teens. And also realize, mamas, sometimes this expectation that you have might not fit your child. Okay. So be ready to have that discussion about goals, about expectations, because once your kiddos get to middle school, we're trying to get them to be more independent, more able to take care of themselves, think for themselves. And if your teen doesn't see the value of straight A's, okay, maybe that's worth a conversation. Or if your child's like, I'm never going to use math, why do I have to do this? Well, that's when those study skills that I was talking about, that love of learning, comes into play. But also realize, mamas, we want you to think learning's important, so your teens think learning's important too. And if learning's important, well, that helps those failing grades not happen because your teen wants to learn for the sake of learning. So have a great night, good weekend. Remember that freebie is in the description for you, mamas. To download it, go to the link and then provide your email so you can join my list so I can send you my homework buster. It's 5 tips to bust through teens' homework objections. Because remember, talking about expectations, well, one of those expectations you might have is that your teen completes all homework to the best of his or her ability, or maybe turns it in on time, or all of the above. And if that's not going well, definitely start with that homework buster. If you've got questions, follow up here on Facebook, on YouTube, or even via email. So thanks again. See you next week for a new series. Bye, mamas.